There we go. We're back. All right. We are back. Sure, my headset's on. Everything good. Where's my game? There's my game. Beautiful. All right. Excuse me. Okay, my friends, welcome back. Here we go. Where were we? We were on day 60. And am I getting game audio? I am. Okay. We have a couple rooms left. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 doors available to us. 2 keys and plenty of coins. We want to stop in the bookshop and pick up another drafting times or whatever it's called. For 8, which gives us 14 coins to play with. Which I think is enough to buy something in the kitchen, so we'll check that out too. All right, here we go. Kitchen. Start here. And we will pick up some bananas. All right, beauty. Okay, let's head back. I just want to, go in here? Can buy a key. Let's hold off on that. There was a chest somewhere, wasn't there, that I didn't open? Somewhere up here. In the veranda, I think. Did I ever open that? I don't remember. I don't think I did. All right. Let's go straight back to the bedroom and then straight up the outside wall, I think. Given that we've almost filled the house, I think it unlikely that we are going to get Ooh. Oh, nope. That's nothing. I think it's unlikely that we're going to get our power hammer today, unfortunately. All right, here we go. But we got our chess ability, which is really cool. Commissary, lavatory, or roll the dice. Well, we can get into that room from the Dovecote. We can get into that room from the archives. Let's roll the dice. What do we got? The boudoir. Boudoir has 2 gems. This is the one room that we have opened the safe on. And yes, we will use a silver key here. Gift shop. Excellent. Perfect place for a gift shop. We forgot to stop in the bookshop. It's kind of a pain to get back there. That is unfortunate. All right. What do we got? Let's see. We can do a breaker box. Do we need a breaker box at this point? I don't think so. We could turn off the lights in the gymnasium, but eh. We could do a foyer, which is only really useful if we roll the grand hall. We don't have enough gems to roll this. This is probably the vault. Let's reroll. Of course I get the great hall. Let's do the dining room. That'll give us our lunchbox and the food. I think the pizza needs the furnace, which we do not have. That's okay. We'll go ahead and eat that anyway. Puts us at 59 steps, which should be more than enough to fill out these last couple rooms here. can take the pool. Do we need the pump room for anything? There is the aquarium puzzle that we have briefly seen, but have not really dug into yet. So that's a thing. And we'll need the pump room to explore that more. Let's see. The secret garden opens the left door. The left door is blocked. So we need either the greenhouse or the greenhouse would open the bottom door, and the Great Hall opens the right door. If we find the lever. Let's take the pool. Oh yes, the swim trunks. That's right. All right, what do we got up here? I could take a commissary. Not that we have a huge amount of cash to work with, but let's see what we got. You can take the sledgehammer. Actually, let's do that. Because there are trunks lying around that we haven't gotten yet. And let's open this door for the kennel. Hey, that's a new room. Ooh, look at this. Oh, look at the puppers. Oh, this is also where the treasure is. So, can I dig? Yes, yes, I can dig. Digging takes a while, you know. Here we go. Coffers of Mount Holly. 40 coins! Excellent. Hey, Pupper, hello. Oh, he's a good boy. Yes. Such a good boy. Oh my gosh. Oh, we got some digging spots. What do we got? We got a rock. And a coin. And a shoe. Somebody might like a shoe. Yes. Yes. Hello. Such a good boy. Cat. We don't like those here. Hello, good boy. Hello. What, each time you dig in a room, unlock all the doors in that room. That's interesting. Would be really good, really good, if we can get it in combination with the, root cellar that scatters dirt blocks all over the house. Okay. I guess let's wind down to the archives and we can fill in that gap. Wait. Yep, this way. Oh, here's a trunk. I don't think I even saw this one. Hey, a bunch of gems. Excellent. All right, and then we can cut straight through the foundation and then loop up and around. Oh, hey, there's a dig spot down there. There's not usually dig spots in the boiler room. What do we got here? Nothing of interest. Man, get my hopes up like that. All right, archives, and we want to head to the north. What do we got? The dark room, the lavatory, or an archived floor plan. Well, I don't need the dark room because we can't do the dark room because we don't have the utility room, and I don't want to try to get the utility room there. The lavatory can have an item, but is unlikely to have an item. So let's try the archived plan. The pump room. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's see. There's no reason to drain the fountain. We want to keep the reservoir empty. We could do the aquarium if we had an aquarium, which we don't. There's no reason to drain the kitchen or the greenhouse. Those we want to always have water. We could drain the pool. And that's actually interesting because there's 2 trunks in the pool. Not that that's terribly useful to us, though. Because we're nearing the end of the day here. And it is unlikely that either of those trunks are going to have anything useful to us. All right, final room. And I say that, and yet we still need a key. There is a key, or there is a trunk in here that we have not opened. Key? Why, thank you. I would love to get... Do we have a security? We do. So we'll want to go back there and see if we've gotten everything that's in the house. All right, let's get this last room open. What do we got? Ooh, a sauna. Interesting. Do we take the sauna? Or do we re-roll and hope for a vault? You know, maybe it would be worth getting the pump trunks. Because I still need more things from the bookshop. What do we need from the bookshop? Or what is the cost of things in the bookshop? There's some 50 coin books in there. Let's do the sauna. I think the extra 20 steps will be very helpful. But I think we will go check out draining the pool. Well, I have to make sure I have enough steps to pull this off, but let's see. Look at that, full house again. That's nice. So we want to stop in the bookshop. But if we wanted to do the pump room and the pool, what would we need to do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We could get these 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Drain the reservoir again. $25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We can just, I think we can just make it. I think we can just make it. Let's try. So we want to go this way. We want to go through here. This won't give us the ability to go down to security and check what all's in the house, but that's okay. We'll come through here. We'll go into the pump room. We're going to drain the pool. How do we drain the pool? We need to... So the pool is number 6. We want 6 to go exclusively into the tank. And then we want to go into the reservoir, which is number 2. we can drain the pool into the reservoir. Like so. And then we can go get the 2 trunks in the pool. We should be able to come back to the pump room, drain the reservoir again, because that's more useful long term. And then work our way down to the bookshop. And we might even have enough room to get down to the library. We might even have enough steps to get down to the library. And order a book that we'll be able to get tomorrow. Maybe. Okay. So, pool is now empty. So now we go this way, through the boiler room and the conference room. We swing north through the morning room, through the gymnasium, up through the machinarium, dining room, into the pool. Here, we can open these, which gives us some coins. That's what I was hoping for. Puts us over 50. All right. Now we head back down. Back the way we came. Through here. This is going to be really tight, but I think we can pull it off. Back through the boiler room. Back into the pump room. Now we can reverse this. Oh, man. Okay. There we go. Pump that into the pool. Drain the reservoir. My camera's kind of going crazy. I wonder if that's happening on the stream. Let me jump over there and check. What's going on, stream? Oh yeah, it's super laggy. What the heck? Let me try. Freeing up some things, because I actually have a bunch of stuff running right now. So those, leave that one open. Close that. Does that help? No, it's still being whiny. What if I do this? Whoa! Whoa! Webcam connection error. Hold on. Technical difficulties. Are we back? Okay. Real time? Yep. Okay. Okay. I think we're good. That was weird. All right. Where were we? Right. So we drained the reservoir. We refilled the pool. Let's go now. I want to go down to the archives. So we have 10 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2. I guess we still have Blessing of the Monk, which is kind of interesting. We're not really going to be able to take as much advantage of that as we usually do, but it means that we can get the bookshop as our outdoor room, which is... I'll have to think about whether that's useful or not. Nothing in here, huh? Nope. Okay. This way. Through the library. Into the bookshop. Here we are. All right. Now we can buy a new clue or History of Arindia First Edition. Now we've read History of Arindia Second Edition, which is extremely heavily redacted. So that's interesting. A new clue is also interesting because that is Marion Marigold's book that was published after her disappearance. Both of these potentially really good. Let's take History of Arindia, I think. Because I think that's going to help us out more when it comes to like the realm sigils. And then can we... And we can place an order for it. Let's do that. Okay, so now for my outdoor room, I have 3 choices. I can take the bookshop, the library, or the hallway. An outdoor hallway is not at all interesting to me. An outdoor bookshop is slightly interesting to me. An outdoor library is not interesting to me. Or is it? Because it has a second floor. No, I don't think it is. Let's tentatively have an outdoor bookshop. I'm probably not going to take the bookshop, but we'll see. All right. Garden Shopping Center of Tomorrow. Look at that. Beautiful. And we got 2 new rooms, which is always wonderful. All right. Here we go. Day 61. Now, before the break, Tony had an excellent suggestion, which is that we wait to get the outdoor room until after we have some dice. So that if we want to re-roll the outdoor room, we can do that. I think that's a wonderful idea. Let's start with an early workshop. Ooh! I like to see the sledgehammer. Okay. We can take an early kitchen, I suppose. Let's take an early kitchen. See what we've got. Club sandwich, chef salad, +5 for every green room in your house. Oh, wait. What about the King's Power? Choose a color. We want to draft green rooms today. Okay. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Let's take the spare terrace. That'll potentially save us a bunch of gems, especially on green rooms, or specifically on green rooms, which is really good for us. Oh. Oh. Love a shovel. Big fan of shovel. Let's hold off on digging until we get the, until we see if we can get a metal detector. I would like multiple doors here, I think. So although I do want the indoor nursery, I don't think I'm going to take it here. So I guess we'll go with a pantry. Get a banana and a couple coins. And we will take a hallway. Okay. That door's locked and we have no keys, so let's swing south. Ooh. Ooh. Yes, we will take a cloister. A free cloister, by the way. Love to see it. A couple more digging spots. No items in here, unfortunately. Let's go down and fill in this corner here. Let's take a reading nook. This is not a great place for an aquarium. I will happily take a key. A library. Or a bedroom. Yes, let's take the library. All right. History of Arindia. Ajera to Iraja. Interesting. Right, we're going to go through... Whoops. Now this book we've read once before, but it was heavily, heavily redacted. Come on. Steam's screenshot tool's kind of giving me a hard time here. Okay. Let's get rid of that. Are you okay, Steam? Seems like you're having a little bit of a hard time. Camera still good? My camera's still good. Okay. There we go. I did not mean to close that. All right. Arindia was once the name used to designate the realm of the Eastern Waters. Though the term is no longer employed in the halls of politics, nor commonly known to the average citizen, its memory flickers in the hearts of those who hail from the lands that it once encompassed, and many of the elder generation in hushed circles still refer to themselves as Arindians. Yet we must not let the flame of our history dwindle into the obscurity of whispered conversations, nor permit our leaders to enjoin us to abandon the name of our land. We must keep alive the embers of our past and preserve them for the generations yet to come. Chapter 1. Ajera. Most historians mark the beginning of the First Era, often noted as Ajera, by the ascension of the first king of Arindia, whose name, Horus, would later grace the burgeoning township in which he was crowned. Horus was known before his coronation as a prominent merchant lord of considerable means and affluence, whose sway in the region made him the ideal candidate for the unification of the surrounding provinces. Regrettably, history is not always forthcoming, and the surviving records of those bygone days are mostly limited to trade agreements and sales receipts. Nevertheless, we can deduce from these ledgers that Horus had but one aim: expansion. The territory spread forth from the heart of Horus, and by the end of the 1st century, the black banners of Arindia could be seen fluttering in every hamlet and hostelry, along every thoroughfare, from Horus all the way to the western banks. A new kingdom was born. Note black banners. Remember our sigils. Chapter 2, the Second Era. It was the... oh, excuse me. It was the fourth king of Arindia, who split this vast kingdom into 3 equal shares, 3 realms for his 3 children. To the eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great stepfather, the middle province and heartspring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Iris, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Orinda. To the youngest, he bestowed upon him the realm of Arch Iris, the land of the northern storms, a wild and untamed expanse, which at the time was not as developed, but a good deal more vast than the eldest brother's lot. And to his middle child, his only daughter, he gifted her the southern region of Araja, the mystical realm of the ancestors, a land steeped in tradition, magic, and the poetry of the old tongue. Chapter 3, the Third Era. As the Second Era drew to a close, the 3 sovereign realms had achieved a period of remarkable progress and prosperity. Each of these 3 distinct regions, ruled by their respective sibling monarchs, had blossomed, cultivating the bountiful resources of their lands and developing a unique character and culture that set them apart from one another. Despite those differences, the sibling monarchs managed to maintain friendly relations throughout their lives, and were known for their cooperation in matters of trade and transportation. The succeeding generations of their heirs continued that tradition, and the Third Era was defined by the construction of a vast network of railways that spanned the length and breadth of the land, linking the northern mountains of Arch Iris to the southern shores of Araja. This development facilitated travel and commerce between the 3 realms, further strengthening their bond and laying the foundation for the promise of a prosperous and bright future. A promise that would, unfortunately, as my readers will soon find, not be kept. Was that it? No. There we go. Chapter 4, the Fourth Era. As the kingdom of Orinda Iris entered the Fourth Era, a different kind of ruler took the reins of power. King Desilets III was a king who listened to the voices of all his subjects, from the most influential advisors to the humblest of citizens. He was a king who often was seen among the people, eating, drinking, and conversing, a sight that shocked not only the gentry and the court, but the masses as well, who could scarce believe that they, as peasantry, would ever sup with the crown. Desilets was renowned as the king of the people, and it was therefore a surprise to no one when he made the decision to move the capital from the secluded mountains of Reddington to the public stage of Oris, leaving castle and court behind. The people were overjoyed by this choice, and the city welcomed their king with open arms and great fanfare. Yet not all were swayed so easily. There were those that viewed the king's conduct to be unbecoming of his station, and were wary of how readily he could be persuaded by the tears and tales of the common folk. These dissenting voices planted the seeds of discontent, which took root in the lawns and gardens of the nobles of Fen, or as I have been instructed to say, the grand city of Fen. Chapter 5, the Era of Ruin. After the passing of King Desilets III, the Fourth Era came to an abrupt end. Thankfully, the king died naturally in his old age and surrounded by his people in Oris, far away from the growing unrest among the western city of Fen. On the very next day, the 6th of October, the self-proclaimed Prince Learson of Fen declared himself the true monarch. This declaration was bolstered by a surprising number of supporters, due to the fact that Desilets IV shared his father's good name, but little of his virtues. As the prospect of civil war seemed inevitable, the realm's regiments were hastily recalled from the frontiers to stamp out and put an end to this Fensurrection. However, instead of restoring order, what ensued was a savage and merciless campaign against their own people. The gardens of Fen, once a center of splendor, were transformed into a battlefield, as the cries of the innocent echoed through the city's streets, stained in red. The brutality of the pacification of Fen did not go unnoticed by neighbors. As sympathy for the city surged, allies came forward to lend support. Among them was the general of the Northern Regiment, who, sickened by the barbaric actions of the other battalions, joined forces with Prince Learson to form a formidable army. Together, they leveraged their political influence and favors to persuade the nearby realms of Arch-Iries and Nuance to join their cause. However, even with the tide turning in their favor, victory did not come easy. The War of the Fifth Era lasted 22 long years and saw buried 1 in every 3 men. Prince Learson himself added another number to the casualties. However, even in death, he had won. Oris had fallen, and with it, the realm. The black flags that had flown for 5 eras were burned, and in their place, red banners were hoisted in honor of the fallen of Fen. The few remaining members of the former royal family fled in fear of their lives to the south, forever exiled. Chapter 6, The Current Era. Today, the realms inherited by the 3, Fen-Iries, Arch-Iries, and Eraja, once again stand united as allies. Though the distance between our peoples has grown, our connection to this land remains as strong as ever. The spruce and birch that span across our realms serve as a constant reminder that we all share a common past. And as those trees continue to grow, so do our hopes for a common future. A future where we are not defined by the colors of the banners we raise, but by that which connects us, a land that we each call home. For this is, despite everything else, a land rich in history, a land of myth and wonder, a land that sprung forth the greatest empire the world has ever seen, the land of our fathers, of our mothers, and of our children. This land is, after all that has happened, still Arindia. Interesting, and a very different story than what the redacted version tells. Definitely some details in there that are going to be useful to remember. In particular, there were multiple references to the colors of the nations and things, so we'll want to keep an eye on that. But yeah. Okay, so coming north from the gallery, we could do a bookshop, which will connect to the cloister. We could do a solarium, where we are more likely to draw unusual and rare rooms. Or we could take a gallery and go further north. Part of me wants to take the bookshop because we actually have a good number of coins. We have 31 coins. We're probably going to get more. And we could potentially get another book. A 40 or 50 coin book. Part of me wants to take the solarium because that's going to make us more likely to get the greenhouse. The gallery is tempting too because it gives us a door to the north. Let's take the solarium. We've been pushing for green rooms for quite a while. 2 gems is really good. And there's some dig spots in here. All right, let's swing back around. Do we go all the way around and start working our way this way? Or do we go north from the hallway? This is a locked door, if I remember right. So maybe let's swing all the way around. We do have a lot of steps, which is really handy. Remember, we're holding off on getting all these dig spots until we can get a... Oh, I forgot about this. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a club sandwich. And I'll buy all the bananas. The chef salad is going to give us +5 for every green one, which means if we got it right now, it would be +20. We're going to be able to get a lot of steps for that, I think. This is not a good place for an indoor nursery. We will take a bedroom. Another gem. Love it. This is a great place for an aquarium, I think. Let's do it. Gem and a key. All right, let's get along the outer wall. We can do a courtyard here. This allows us to rotate. But these can't rotate because we're against the outer wall, so. Yeah, I think leaving the dovecote... Crack this open. I think leaving the dovecote in the pool so that it can come up and let us rotate rooms is more useful than actually taking it. All right, let's go... Now that we've got some dice, let's head out and get our outer room. I would love a tomb. I think failing the tomb, we would want to see the root cellar. Yeah, I don't think we want a bookshop. I would love to see a tomb. Those are not the tomb. There it is. Now, if we're doing the tomb, that means we don't want to work our way up that outer wall. So let's go, we'll go and we'll get this bottom cell, and then we'll back up to the aquarium and work our way north from there. Remember, we're trying to get her ladyship's chamber. Am I doing this wrong? I've been trying to get her ladyship's chamber to show up by going south on this wall. Is it on the other wall? Wait a minute. There was a note. West wing only. I wonder if it has to come south from the West Wing Hall, not just on the West Wing. Yeah, we'll take a conservatory. Ooh, is that a secret garden key? It is. Love that. The foyer, we want to make this common because this is big. The billiard room is currently common. I think that's fine. And the conference room, let's make that standard. I don't want to make it common because I don't want to make too many things common. But I would like it to be a little more common than it is. Okay. All right, let's work our way north here. We'll take the hallway because the other two are in the wrong direction. Okay, we'll take a corridor because I don't want to waste the machinarium. This goes north into the foundation. Now, I want to see the West Wing Hall. Shoot, man. I need to go down here. Let's take the commissary, I guess. Bananas, gems, key, set of gems. We'll hold off on these because I actually have, I'm pretty good on all of those. So I don't, again, I don't want to go up here. I want to go this way and see if I can swing around and then come down from above. Ugh. Take the den. Okay, let's go ahead and fill in this gap while we're here. We'll take the walk-in closet, which gives us 4 items. What items? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Not great items. All right. Ugh. Less likely I find. I want to be more likely to find items. There's nothing here, right? No, we've bought everything there. So let's go this way. Interesting. This also is not a bad place for a passageway, actually. Let's do that. All right, now I want to start heading back this way. We can take a gallery. Okay. And then I would like to swing north. So we'll take the boiler room. Ugh. We can take the treasure trove. It's going in the wrong direction, but that's okay. Can make it work. Get a bunch of coins. That's fine. And I'm out of keys. All right. So now we backtrack. Back through the gallery. Back through here. I do not have a key card, so I can't go that way. I could go north here, but I don't really want to. Let's head back. This way. I was hoping to come down from up here, but that didn't happen, so let's see about going this way. We could do a patio that'll swing to the south. Yeah, I guess. Got our metal detector. That's nice. There's that at least. Okay. So I want to work my way back to the workshop, which is over there. Nope. Here we go. Okay. Let's make our detector shovel. Good. Is there anything else we can do? Can we do anything with the salt or the coupon book? No. Okay. All right. So now this spot we're just not going to get. It's blocked off. So I think the Mount Holly gift shop is the next place we want to go. But first, let's go around and get all of these dig spots. There should be something in here. Okay. And there should be some in here. Primarily, I'm really wanting keys more than anything else. I would also love a broken lever, which I have seen buried. I'm not expect the silver key. Ooh, very nice. I'm not expecting to find the battery because I don't know if the battery can be buried. But if it can, I would love that too. Okay. Now let's head south. We'll go back through the aquarium, back this way. We can stop in the kitchen now and pick up the this I think is a fine time to pick up the chef's salad. It's going to be +5 for every green room. That's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. Plus 40 steps. Love it. Look at that. Ooh, baby. Okay, do we have a dig spot here? No. Let's go up. There is some here in the veranda. Okay. Swing south here and get the ones in the cloister. Good. Okay. Oh, right. I need to be on the lookout for gems, too. And then, yeah, the solarium. Okay. So I got the gem in the solarium. I got the gem in the here. I don't think I got the gems in those two rooms. So we have to pass through there anyway to get back. Yep. Gem. And there should be a gem in here. Yep. Okay. Excellent. So I got all those gems. I think I've got all these gems. Yeah, there was a gem there. There was a gem here. Did we get the gem in here? No, we did not. Okay. And then I think we got the gem that was here. Okay. Look at that. 12 gems. Only one key, unfortunately, but we have not gotten the dig spots in here yet. There we go. Excellent. Okay. Now let's go over through the gift shop. Let's take the locksmith so that I can buy some keys. A lockpick kit would be wonderful. Let's buy 2 sets of 3 keys and a special key. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Now we want to come out the north side of the passageway. Okay, conference room is fine. A key card, beautiful. Love that. All right. Now let's go this way. Oh, I really don't want to do archives. But we need it. We need to be able to go north here. I'll gladly take some coins. Nothing good there, so let's head north. Let's use our silver key here. Yes. Pool is fine. Okay. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate it. What is that? The maid's chamber. No. Shoot. That's it. There's no opportunity for me to get her ladyship's chamber now because I have to come south from the West Wing hallway, which I can't spawn now. I might be able to go up through here, but I need to go down through here. Man. Okay, hold on. No, this isn't gonna work. This isn't gonna work. I would love a battery, but no such luck. I am happy to take a greenhouse, though. Ordinary key. Some coins. We get the watering can. So we have the sledgehammer. We need... What do we need? There's two more items we need. We need the broken lever and the battery, neither of which we have. Let's go ahead and run a experiment. Let's do that. Not the most exciting, but eh. All right. Ooh, thank you. All right, so those are all blocked off. I guess we can go this way. Let's do whatever this is. Security. Security is nice. Not super useful at this point, but nice. Since we have a key card, let's go ahead and set security level to high. Offline mode doesn't matter. What's our inventory look like? 15 coins and 2 trunks. The 2 trunks are in the pool, the 15 coins are in the tomb. So our only door is north of the commissary. Is there anything that would be particularly useful for us to find, knowing that we're not getting her ladyship's chamber? I mean, we really just need the items, right? So maybe the attic, I guess. I'll take the showroom because I know it lets me go all the way through. I think we're looking for the attic. I think that's the big thing that would be useful right now. Let's go ahead and do the secret garden key, just in case we do get the items we need. I'm not really expecting to at this point, but you never know. What? Oh, there it is. And technically, it's not out of the question that we could reach this door. It's pretty unlikely because we got to get the next 3 rooms to all behave, but it could happen. Drafting room? Okay. I can work with the drafting room. What do we got? Classroom? Eh. Dormitory. Each time you enter dormitory after drafting an architect room, gain 10 steps. Interesting. Casino. The Mount Holly Casino offers an intimate and exciting setting for wagers of any scale, and guests may be surprised to discover how much strategy is involved in the games featured here. A buy-in of 2 gems is required for admittance into this exclusive room. Interesting. What's the dormitory? These small sleeping quarters, devoid of frills and distractions, are ideal for the student, scholar, or denizen of academia who wish to focus their studies without interruption. Study and sleep, rinse and repeat. And we know about the classroom. Let's do the casino. That sounds cool. Okay. What do we got? We got the prism key. Hold on. Let me... The prism key lets me pick a color. Gold would be bad. No, it picks the color of the room that I'm in, doesn't it? So if I do it right now, it'll give me blue rooms. Which is kind of what I want. Ooh, so I have to choose. Do I want the attic? Or do I want to get to the antechamber? I can't have both. I think I would rather have the attic, to be honest. But maybe we wait and see if we can make this the attic. Yes. Yo! We got the music room sanctum key! That's awesome! And now we'll use the prism key. Oh no, it won't work on blue rooms. Okay. The trophy room. Do we want the trophy room? Is there any reason to go to the trophy room? Let's take whatever this is that has 2 gems. This is the office. Okay. Okay. Spread gold now. That will all go into the conference room. Okay. So we have 45 steps. Where do we need to go? We need to go to the sanctum. Okay, okay. Yes, we need to go use the sanctum key. That's the most important thing right now. I don't have coat check, do I? But emerald bracelet. You do not have to pay the gem costs of floor plans? Whoa. Okay. Okay, hold on. Let me buy bananas and keys. And I have 10 more. Can I go buy keys from the locksmith? I think I want to open a bunch of chests while I'm down there. I can't get 3 keys, but I can get 2. Okay. Okay, so I have 13 keys. If I go to the tomb first, I could potentially get even more, but I want to make sure we don't miss the sanctum key here. That is the most critical piece. Okay. Yeah, that's more important than anything else. Yes, this way. We have plenty of steps. I think we opened the first door this time, the leftmost door. We've opened one of the doors in the middle. We've opened the door all the way to the right. Let's open the door all the way to the left. Yes. Boom. All right, which one is this? This is Orinda Iris. That's what I was hoping for. Let's do this. We know this one. This one's actually given to us right here. No, we don't know this one, actually. But we might be able to figure it out. Let's take a look. So, Realm and Rune. Orinda Iris. So I think what we need to do... Here's what we need to do. I don't... Oh. Do I need this? I might still want this. Let's hold off on that. All right, Sanctum. So, we know that there are 8, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 countries, realms, right? This one is Orinda Iris. We're going to say it has a crystal core. And we don't know the other details yet. We know that number 5 is the heart. And we actually know this one. This one. Korarica. Shrink that down a bit. Korarica. This is the heart core. And the one on the end, I think, is the diamond core. Yes. We don't know what this one's name is, but it's a diamond core. Okay. All right. I don't know. Well, let's see. So, Orinda Iris. We read in here. Fourth king of Orindia. The eldest, he granted the fields and mountains of his great-grandfather, the middle province and heart spring of the kingdom. The eldest accepted the gift and called his new realm Orinda Iris, after the angelic paragon of royalty, Orinda. Okay, so, fields and mountains. So let's go here. The core, the rays. What are the different kinds of rays? Naval capabilities, road, streets, and carriages, horseback, train system, aviation, dirigibles, balloons, camels, and turtleback. Okay. I don't know if we know that. Weather. Several slashes. Foggy, heat, rainy, stormy, snow, windy. It's probably just going to be straight lines, I think. Do we know the color at least? Orinda Iris is the middle province. Do I have my classroom notes? I might have gotten rid of them. Shoot. Paintings, puzzles, rooms, classroom. Mailroom, classroom, no. My one complaint with this note system is that there's no way to like resize this left thing, so I can't see all the names, and there's no way to reorder these. So I get kind of mixed up on what I'm trying to look at. This is what I was looking for. I guess the one we can do is the Fen Iris one. We don't know which one it is, but Fen Iris is the Pentagon core. And this is Foggy. Oh, what is the 4-8 Crossroads? Crossroads? No. Shoot, what's it called? It's like vehicles or something, isn't it? This one. This one. Roads, streets, carriages. Carriages, that's the word I was looking for. Roads. Foggy roads. Rays. Foggy road rays. Yep. And Marshall Moats. Marshall Moats. And the border is red. Red border. Okay. And it said, so we don't know which number that is, but we know that that's the layout for that one. Now this said something. Right. So this is Orinda Iris. We know Araja is the hourglass. Araja is the hourglass core. And we know Arch Iris is the mountain core. Somewhere in here it said one of them had black banners, right? They all have trees. Together they leverage the political influence in favor of nearby realms of Arch Iris and Nuance. Okay, so Nuance is one of the groups. We actually don't know which one that is. Okay, Era of Ruin, 4th Era. Kingdom of Arena Iris into the 4th Era. Third Era. This development facilitated travel and commerce. Come on, I know one of these has it. Okay, here. Araja is a mystical realm of magic and poetry. Arch Iris is wild and untamed expanse. That really doesn't help, does it? If it's a magical realm, does that mean they ride on Turtleback? I don't know. Here. Colder realms. No, this doesn't really help. Okay. There was another thing I wanted to look at. This. No, that's Orinda Iris. That's Fen Iris. That's Nuance. What is this one? Again, another thing is I can't zoom in on this. It's something Korajai, Norajai? Something like that. I don't remember. Shoot. Shoot. I can't see. I can't tell. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's the best we can do for now. I know one of them said it was black, but I'm not sure which one. So we will leave that there. Let's head down into the reservoir and open a whole bunch of chests. Because we have a whole bunch of keys. I know that there is at least an allowance thing down here somewhere. I don't know if there's any other items or anything to find, but it's a thing to do before we end the day, so we might as well see what we can learn. I was opening things in the back. I kind of want to go back to front. Is all this open? It is. Let's do this one. So this is a black firebox. Where's my boxes? Treasure box notes. All right, and we have a blue memo. Blue memo. I guess I should really do it this way. I should do it like black boxes, bullet, moon symbol, moon, blue. This box contained a sanctum key. And then we're going to say pink boxes, sun, blue, sun, blue, sun, green? No, blue. They're all blue? Blue memo, pink sun. Is this one? Hey there, folks. See a couple new viewers in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Hope you enjoy the show. So we'll get that one, and blue memo, pink sun box here. Oh, pink marks is by sun. Always have blue memos. Okay. All right, that's those. Okay, and then we can do blue boxes. We have a moon green. We have 2 moon greens. We have this one and this one. Okay. And we have a white box. White boxes. Fire green. Okay. Okay. And now we know that. So what is this one we just opened here? This is a black. This is a blue memo in a black firebox. Fire blue. The pink boxes do not contain any prizes. The pink boxes do not contain any prizes. I think I want the colors to be... Oh, that's fine. Okay. And it's a blue note, which means it is true. So we might as well avoid the pink boxes for now and favor the other ones. We will ultimately open all of them, but... So this is a red memo in a blue moon box. Moon red is the box containing allowance tokens. Tokens is marked by fire. As a red note, that means it's lying. So, okay. So the allowance tokens are not in here. Let's try this blue sun box. Okay. Blue. We have sun green. Green memos and blue boxes are true. Green memos in blue boxes are true. Is that true? Because if that's false, then this would actually be false, which tracks. All right, let's do a black moon box. Black moon red. More than 2 boxes contain prizes. Okay. Okay, this one's critical because this tells us this is a red note, which means it's lying. which means there are exactly two things to find down here, a sanctum key and the allowance token. We've already found the sanctum key. So the only thing we need is the allowance token. Knowing that, I'm now inclined to not just open all the boxes. I actually want to see if we can figure out which one the right one is. So we know that green notes in white boxes are lying. Which means the allowance tokens are not in a box marked by fire. And we could figure that out here as well. So it's not in a fire box. It is also not in a pink box. Because we figured that out. So let's try this white sun box. Hey! Wow, 3 of them. This box contained 3 allowance tokens. Wow. +6 to the allowance. That's awesome. So does that mean it's just not worth opening the rest of these? That's kind of my takeaway. Is there anything else? Let's put it this way. Is there anything else we can use our keys on? Because if there's not, I might as well open them, because why not? I don't think I can use keys for anything else. There's the 2 trunks in the pool, but we don't have the pump room. So I can't get those. Yeah, I'm just going to keep opening these and burn all the rest of my keys, because why not? I'm not going to read the memos, though. Let's just get these all open. I'll just glance in them to see if there's anything else in them. Here we go. Okay, 3 more. Okay. Nothing in there. Last one. Okay. Is there... We got the sanctum key. We got the allowance. Only 1 box in the reservoir. Wait, what was that? Only 1 box in the reservoir has a prize. Well, we know that's not true. Okay, so there should be, if I counted right, there should be 3 more chests. 1, 2, 3 that are not open. All the rest should be open. Yep. Excellent. Cool. So we'll get those 3 open some other time. I'd be extremely surprised if there's anything in them. I think we've gotten everything down here now. But they exist, so. All right. Let's visit our remaining objectives here. What else do we have? We need 4 more stamps. We still need to do the breakable walls. We need to get into the safes. We solved the angel puzzle. That's done. We lit ruby torches. We have 3 remaining. Still need to melt the freezer. We need to do the Blackbridge Grotto stuff. We bought History of Arindia First Edition. That's done. We bought everything we can from the gift shop. We need more trophies. Need more red letters. Need more upgrade discs and allowances. That's fine. Here we can actually do this. This is going to be reservoir. There were 3 of them down here. And we did the entrance hall on the outside. We did the chess puzzle. That's done. We got the Sanctum key from the music room. That's done. Okay. We're looking pretty good. We made some pretty good progress. I have 41 steps. We have one more Blessing of the Monk. So let's go pick a room. Actually, before we wrap up, let me head back up. Yeah. There's one more thing I want to do. There's some coins. There's like 15 or 20 coins, I think, in the tomb. We should go get those. And I think I can do two things with that. I think if I go back to the bookshop, I think I can buy one more book out of there. Oh, we can also go to the conference room. Okay, okay. That's fine. Okay, through here. All right, so a couple things I can do. I can't do anything here, can I? Don't think so. I don't think any of these... No, we already tried those. Okay. All right, I already got all this, right? Yep. And we'll get that gem. Might even be able to refill this at some point. I want to go to the conference room. Shoot, I am going the totally wrong way. Okay, it's fine. I always get a little turned around when the house gets this big. And then I start wasting steps. Let me go to the tomb first. We'll get the coins down there. And then okay, and there might even be dig spots here we should keep an eye out for. Those sometimes spawn down here. Doesn't look like it this time, though. Okay. You can get like 15 coins there, which is excellent. That goes to the other side of the reservoir, which we do not want to go to. I'm just glancing to see if there's any dirt spots. Doesn't look like it. Okay. All right, so we got a couple coins there. Now I want to go up to the conference room where there's going to be even more coins. Conference room. Was I thinking of yesterday? There is no bookshop on this run. Yeah, there is no bookshop. We actually don't even have a library, which... Oh, yeah, we do. But we don't have a bookshop. Okay. Is there any reason for me to go to the conference room and get all the coins? No, we can't. We can go to the conference room, get some more coins. We can go to the locksmith, buy a couple more keys, and we can finish out the reservoir chests. Yes. And that way that is done, and it's something we never have to think about again. All right, we come up here, we go this way. Through gift shop. North. Into the conference room, and there should be a bunch of coins in here for me. There sure are. Gimme, gimme, gimme. All the goodies. Okay. Okay. Wow. That's actually a lot more money than I thought it was going to be. Okay. So now we can go to the locksmith. We can get a set of 3 keys. And now we can go back down. And finish off the reservoir chest, and then we can scratch that off of our objective sheet. This way. Nope. Try again. There we go. Okay. So we have, looks like a red, a blue, and a white. Or a pink, a blue, and a white, I guess. Okay. All green memos found in boxes in the water are true. Okay. And there's one more. I think it's around this way. There it is. Last one. Okay. That's it. That is all of the reservoir chests. Done. Beautiful. All right. So now we can go back up. And we will have 3 steps to get to whatever room we want to be on the outside. Since this is the last day of Blessing of the Monk. What room do we want to be on the outside? I have 3 steps. Commissary, showroom, an outdoor secret garden. That's interesting. Not terribly useful, but interesting. Or we could do an outdoor walk-in closet. That's kind of interesting. I like the idea of an outdoor secret garden. Let's do that. That's amusing. Does buying any of these get me anything useful? No. 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 Okay. All right. Okay. Well, not the most successful day, but we got all of the reservoir chests dealt with. That is done. And that feels real good. I'm very happy with that. All right. I think cumulatively between the stream we did a little bit ago and right now, we've been streaming for about 3 hours total. So I think I am going to call it there. This was good. We made some really good progress today. Got a couple new rooms, which is awesome. Got a couple sanctum keys, which is awesome. We're in a really good place, I think. I just got the horrible feeling that I didn't use the sanctum key from the music room. Did I? I think I did. I must have, right? Wait. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Okay. Whew. Okay. All right. I think what I'm going to do, because one of the trophies is for getting to room 46 on day 1. And obviously we can't get that on this save file because it's not day 1. Let me know down in the comments or in chat on future streams. I can do that one of two ways. We can either do that on stream and I can keep doing new game and running through the first day until we get the day 1 trophy, or I can go ahead and do that off stream. And then there's a provision for importing the trophy into the save file, and I can just do that. So let me know if doing cycles for the day 1 trophy is something you'd be interested in seeing. If so, I'll do it here. If not, I'll do it on my own, and then we'll import that. Yeah. All right, my friends, this has been an absolute blast as always. Everyone that was hanging out to watch, love having you here. Hope you enjoyed it. Everyone who was in the chat, it's always great talking to you. And I hope you all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you next time.